All right, this is Heather again, and this is going to be our last video in our series on how to use profit for good swing trading ideas. We're going to go over the remaining trade ideas where we had both bearish price action and bearish options. Yeah, we always want both of these to agree because that just makes it easy for us to filter down these stocks and pick a few ones from the top. So we have FUTU first. It's a pretty famous stock. Let us see. So it went up to 19. You can see that it went up 16%. The tool said it has bearish price action. So when new users look at this trade idea, they think the tool is just gone crazy. The tool has just gone crazy because the price moved 16% to the upside. Why would the tool think why would the tool think that it has, let's say, bearish price action and bearish options flow? Like it has like bearish expectation in terms of price action and options flow. That's because the tool has analyzed millions of charts in the past, and it has seen some charts where this was the case. The price moved up by this amount, and the technicals were similar to FUTU, and the price action, the volume, everything was similar to FUTU, and the price actually went down in the next few days. That is why the tool thinks that the price is going to go down. Similarly, the tool has seen some options flow in the past that has been very similar to FUTU for this particular day, and in the following days the price has gone down. So these are the reasons the tool thinks that some things are going to go up or down. It has seen millions of examples, and it's just trying to do a very complex pattern matching to figure this stuff out. So let's see, we look at FUTU. So this was the day when the tool said this is going to all go bearish. The next day we open at 162. So let's say if you just entered at that, so we can see that this was actually a good level that we actually crossed that day, right? So this was a breakout. So it didn't seem like at that point in time, it didn't seem like this was a good trade idea at all. So you couldn't enter if the price had stayed above this line, because this was a resistance line. Now it has become a support line, so you never enter when you have a support line right below the price. But the next day we actually opened below the support line, which is what now it's a resistance line round. And you always go bearish when the price just touched a resistance line and actually went below and started to go down, because that signals some bearish pressure. So let's say if you went bearish here at the start of the next day, and this was your support level. This is a decent support level, and this is a decent one. Let's see what the tool draws for us. It's drawing this one, so maybe this is a good one as well. But let's say you went bearish at the open. It was 162. The low of that day was actually 133, so about $30 profit in just one day using our stock profit tool. Then you can see that the next 2 days we actually hit that support level. So this would have been your exit at about $126. So you would have garnered about $35 profit if you shorted this in just 2 days using the stock profit tool. Even if you exited here, you would have garnered about $15 profit per share. So this was a really good one. Where I think this was actually a contradictory one, because it didn't look like the price was going to come down, but the tool always knows something better than us. So that's it about FUTU. Let's quickly see NNDM. Again, we are in a downtrend. So when you're in a downtrend and you see a bearish alert, that's always good. Let's see here. 19. Let's see if we have any support level below it. We actually do have a support level here, right? This was the last support, and the last support is always the strongest support or the best support. So we can see that we did not actually go down from here right at this point. So if it was given here, the tool might have been expecting that we are going to go down from here. But the next day we actually respected that support line, and the tool was incorrect. So you could not have shorted here. You could have only shorted the stock or bought puts if you actually closed below the support line the very next day. Then it would have made sense that you're going into this trade idea. As you can see, it went up, and where did it stop? It stopped on a moving average resistance. So probably you would have waited. Let's actually draw the VWAP line as well here. I want to see how that looks like. All right, 37 probably, no, 33 probably. What's the period that we use? So you not from here, so let's try it. Let's see if we have like an anchored VWAP resistance at that point from some previous high. So this was a resistance, but we had some distance to the anchored VWAP. So what happened was that the 50 moving average actually acted as a resistance here. So again, this would probably be have been your entry, but again, this was not really a strong entry. So this was a setup where you neither found a good entry because the stock price never broke the support, nor did you find a really good exit. So this was something that you would just not go in and you would stay away from. Then the last we have SE. Let's see how SE did. Okay, so the bearish trade idea was posted here at about, let's see, close was 250. The very next day we go down to 232. So just in one day you are getting about $18 of profits per share, which is again great. Where did we stop? We obviously stopped on a support level, so you would have just exited here. Why would have you entered here? Because you can see that for many days this level has been acting as such a strong resistance level here, 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 and we went above it, but we went below it again in the same day. So that just means that bears are too strong here, which is why the tool might have given a bearish trade idea. And if you enter right at the open of next day, again, you always want to go short, let's say when the price starts to go down after touching resistance level. That's what we had here. So this would have been your entry right here, and this would have been your exit because we have an anchored VWAP support. Yes, this seemed like a good support. You could have probably exited here as well because we have a horizontal support, but this level was actually better because we have the anchored VWAP support. We always want to find confluence. We have the 20 moving average, we have the 50 moving average. So we had like 4 supports here. So this had to be your exit because if you entered here. So that's it about the SE trade idea. We have gone over all the bullish trade ideas for this particular day. We have seen that the ones that worked out really well, and the ones that did not work only failed very partially, and they just did not have a good entry on the price action chart. I think the TTD one was where you actually had, I think, some losses, so that always happens. But the FUTU one was, let's say, about $15 to $30. Then we have SE where again about $15. NNDM was okay as well. We didn't find anything. DQ was okay as well. So this was sort of just our mini series on how to use the profit tool to find out all these trade ideas, go over them via price action, and then finally decide which ones to go for and which ones to not go for, how to find the entry and exits, etc. One question that people often ask me is, how do you sort of filter out these thousands of alerts? So this is, I think, all the trade ideas in the last 15 days probably. So how do you filter? What you can do is you can always create your watch list, and you can select the watch list, and you will only be left with the tickers that are there in your watch list. So that way you can filter down the list of thousands of trade ideas into just a few, let's say 10, 20, 30, 50, 100, whatever, how many, whatever number of stocks you have in your watch list. So that's it about this series. I hope you are going to find this helpful, and you're going to use these tips and tricks in your own trading, and then make profitable trades. Thank you so much for watching this series. I'll see you guys in some other series or in some other video.